Okay, everybody, it's all chalk, week 11, NFL Pick'em. Here's your slate for the week. I just got through picking them a little bit ago, and I'm going to break down the lineup for you really quickly. Thursday night, we have a good one between the NFC East. It's the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's take a look at those teams. As you can see here, the NFC East, you have your leaders here. It's the Commanders, just behind the Eagles. Commanders are 7-3. They lost a close one last week. The Eagles, meanwhile, 7-2. They rolled the Cowboys last Sunday afternoon. If you recall, the Commanders lost to the Steelers in the early game on the slate last week, and the Eagles won in the afternoon game over the Cowboys. Commanders did cover the spread, but they're coming off a one-game losing streak, and the Eagles are on a 5-game heater. Looking at the Sunday morning game, our Sunday starts off with a great one. It's the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Taking a look at those two teams, we have the Ravens currently in second place behind the aforementioned Steelers. They're on a 2-game win streak. Steelers, meanwhile, on a 4-game win streak. And that should be a great matchup. The Ravens are always tough. The Steelers have been kind of a surprise team with Russell Wilson playing a little bit better than he has in recent years. So that'll be a good one. Steelers, here they are, 7-2. So it's a nice AFC North matchup. We have the Steelers are +3 in that game at home against the Ravens. And I should have mentioned the Eagles are going to be -3.5 against the Commanders at home. Moving on to the Sunday afternoon game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills. Bills -2.5 at home. Now the Chiefs, I mean, dude, how can you even break down the Chiefs? They keep winning. They're 9-0. They haven't lost yet this year, but they keep winning in the most peculiar ways. They're winning close games. They're winning games by, 1 point, 2 points, one score at the very end of the game. Last week it was the Broncos. They block a field goal as time expires to end up winning that game against the Broncos. It was just a classic Chiefs victory where they just figure out ways to win when nobody else in their right mind would ever give them much of a chance. It was just an easy chip shot field goal for the win, and the Chiefs blocked it. So they're still undefeated, and more power to them. There's not much you can say about them except for I hate them, and as a Niner fan, I really hate them. So then we have the Bills. Bills are really tough. They're going to be playing this game at home. They're on a 5-game win streak. They've been playing everybody tough this year. So it's a great matchup. I love that Sunday afternoon game. Bills-Chiefs, just a total classic. And that AFC kind of championship vibe to it. So it'll be fun to see what happens in the Sunday afternoon game. Moving on to Sunday night football. We have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Bengals, they're going to be 4-6. As we take a look at them, they're in the AFC North behind the Steelers and the Ravens. They're 4-6, but it's a sneaky 4-6. I think they've played better than that 4-6 record would indicate. And then the Chargers, meanwhile, they're a sneaky 6-3. You don't hear much about them, but they're right there behind the Chiefs in the AFC West. They're on a 3-game win streak, so they're one of those teams that I don't ever really know how to pick those games. When you're talking about pick 'em and you're talking about the Chargers, what team's going to show up and how are they going to play? They're a sneaky 6-3. They're a wild card spot right now as you look at the standings if the season were to end today. So they are a playoff team as of right now, and we'll see what happens against the Bengals. Moving on to Monday, it's going to be a good one. It's what do they call it? The Governor's Cup, the Battle of Texas. We have the Houston Texans going into Dallas to play the Cowboys. Cowboys are +7.5 at home against the Texans. Now the Texans have been really great this year. They've lost 2 in a row, but they've lost in very respectable fashion. They're 6-4 in the AFC South. Now, the Cowboys, on the other hand, are just playing dreadfully. We saw them get steamrolled by the Eagles on Sunday last week. They're 3-6 now. They've lost 4 in a row. And you kind of have to start asking questions about them, and have they kind of given up the ghost, and are they moving on from this season and hoping to get a high draft pick? I don't even know. Are they tanking now from this point forward? I don't know. They're the Cowboys, and this is the Battle of Texas, so maybe they'll show up. We got the over-under in that game set at 42, so it's not supposed to be, according to Vegas at least, a very high-scoring affair. So you'll have to pick the over-under in that game as well. You got the Cowboys at home +7.5 against the Texans. The Chargers at home, -1.5 against the Bengals. The Bills at home, -2.5 against the Chiefs. The Steelers at home, +3 against the Ravens. And the Eagles at home, -3.5 against the Commanders. And that is your Week 11 slate for All Chalk NFL Pick'em. I wish you guys a lot of luck. Can't wait to hear how your picks go. Let's catch up on Tuesday, and we'll talk it all out and figure out who did what and when, okay? May your name forever ride atop the All Chalk leaderboard. Have a good week.